Hey my friends, it's Maddix. How's everybody doing out there? Welcome to our YouTube channel, because even though it's my YouTube channel, I do these videos for you. Why? Because there's an old saying that says we are literally, we're full of knowledge, but we're starving with wisdom. And what we need now more than ever before is we need wisdom and we need truth. And so basically, guys, I want to use this channel to be a place where you can get wisdom and you can get truth. And I'm going to do that by just telling you guys some stories, okay? So before we just kind of start our journey and I start sharing with you some of the things that I'm seeing and hearing and what I've learned, what to do, what not to do, let me just kind of give you a little bit of my backstory. Look, I'm a dad, but I'm not just a dad to just any old kid. My son's name is Caleb Maddix. If you've never heard of Caleb Maddix, look him up. He's basically, it's like Jesus, Trump, Caleb Maddix. He's so powerful. You'll see so much when you look up and see what he's already accomplished at such a young age. More on that later. I was born in Battle Creek, Michigan. Is there anybody that watches this channel that's from the great state of Michigan? Anybody know what I'm talking about? Because if you're from Michigan, you're good people. And yes, I am an absolute diehard University of Michigan through and through. Go Blue. Like when I say I'm a diehard Michigan fan, I'm a diehard Michigan fan. But I'm a true Michigan fan in that we bleed maize and blue in the Maddix world, okay? I taught my son to bleed maize and blue, and I just was born in the great state of Michigan and grew up in Battle Creek. Great place to be born. Home of Kellogg's cereal. Son of Johnny Maddix and Debbie Maddix. My grandfather, Bart Maddix, he fought in 2 wars. Because if you're going to get to know me and we're going to get to know each other, the one thing that you are going to see through and through consistently, as much as I'm maize and blue, my friends, I'm also red, white, and blue. Okay, and I'm black and white. The Jesus mission. All right? But my friends, I am red, white, and blue. I am for our veterans, and I am for America, and I am for freedom, and I am for independence, and I'm for your children, and your teenagers, and your legacy, and your voice, and your mission. Okay? So I grew up in Battle Creek, Michigan, 18 years old. Okay, actually, first, you have to know this. I grew up Catholic. My family background, very strong Catholic. In fact, have a great uncle, my grandma's brother. I guess that would make him my great uncle, wouldn't it? Yeah. Uncle Harry O from Boston, Massachusetts. Hence why I'm a diehard Yankees fan as well. So one thing you got to know about Matt Maddix is, yes, I love the University of Michigan. Go Blue. The United States of America. Of course, these are in no certain order. If they were, I'd be saying the Jesus mission here. But don't forget about the pinstripes, my friends. I'm a New Yorker at heart. My grandfather, Bot Maddix. He was a New Yorker. When he was in New York City in Times Square, and the Marines walking in his uniform just casually down Times Square, casually on a Saturday evening, my grandmother from Massachusetts, originally from Ireland, yes, I'm Irish. You should have known that by now, right? But I'm Irish. And my grandmother came over here from Boston for a weekend getaway with her girlfriends. And she saw my 6'2" grandfather, a strikingly handsome Marine New Yorker. And she rolled down the taxi cab and said, hey, me and my girlfriends are going to the carnival tonight. You want to go? And my grandfather, being the cool, handsome gentleman that he was, said, sure. And he jumps in, and the rest is history. He goes and visits my grandmother in Boston every weekend. He takes a bus when he gets out on Friday, and he takes the bus back on Sundays. And they move to Battle Creek and start their family, give birth to Johnny Maddix, my father. Amazing man. If you ever get to meet Johnny, you would meet probably the greatest storyteller that ever lived, a true legend. Gave birth to me when he was just, I want to say, 18 years old. My mother was 19. They met, and thank God, it was destiny. Johnny and Debbie. And they gave birth to me, and here I am today. But one thing you'll find out, though, my friends, I'll tell you more about my heritage, my history, as we journey, okay? But I want to give you as much as possible, and this is, so at age 18, I move away. Well, my father becomes a single dad at age 2. And basically takes full custody of me. My mom couldn't take me at the time. She had 3 other children. There were 3 of us. And so I go with my dad. My dad is a single dad working second shift. My amazing grandmother, Mary Maddix, right? All the Marys of the earth are angels, aren't they? They take me in as a little boy. My father gets married to another Debbie, an amazing lady. Just basically helps raise me. And I go off at age 18 to St. Louis, Missouri. Have y'all ever been to St. Louis, Missouri? Put in the comments. What a beautiful city. It's an American city. It's a place you should visit. It's a spiritual city. It's where I went to Bible college. I want you to really pause and listen to the name of my Bible college, because they've changed it to now Urshan. But the name of my Bible college at that time in St. Louis was Gateway College of Evangelism. And oh, my friends, was it ever a college of evangelism. As fate would have it, my freshman year, I was blessed with master teachers. Jerry Jones taught my preaching class. Gary Morgans, one of the top 3 soul winners in the history of Pentecost, taught my evangelism class. And Roger Groman taught my leadership class. And Howard Bradshaw taught us the Gospels, taught us about the miracles of Jesus and who Jesus really was and what he was like. And that class was so fun. And then we had Vic Votah, a missionary from China, that would come in and teach on soul winning and revival. And in my day in Bible college, it was a college of evangelism. We were on fire for soul winning. We were on fire for prayer. We went to the streets. In fact, I was appointed to be the outreach director of the entire Bible college. Therefore, being the outreach director, we divided the entire Bible college up into outreach teams based on your passion. So we had door knocking teams. We had Bible study teams. We had Who Wants to Go Feed the Homeless teams. We had spiritual warfare prayer teams. But everybody in that Bible college during that time that was called to preach, or that wanted to go out and preach on the weekends, because one of my jobs was to call churches in Missouri and Illinois and book these young preachers for a weekend to come in and preach for free. Now, if you want to give a donation to the Bible College, you're more than welcome, and usually we'd give some of it to the preachers. Usually the church was kind enough to give something to the young preacher and to the Bible College, so it was pretty cool. But needless to say, I created a rule back then, what you would call a Maddix Law, if you would, because it became a law. That before you went and preached in a church, you had to go downtown on a Friday night. Because every Friday night, a group of us, about 60 of us, would go downtown St. Louis to the #1 party area. Well, first, we had to ride the subway. So the rule was you had to preach on the subway and you had to preach on the streets before you could go and preach in a church. Imagine if that was the rule for every preacher. That before you even think about becoming a preacher, you first need to become a soul winner. And then we had a mandate that you had to teach at least one Bible study a week. Now, come on, you're in Bible college. You're telling me that you can't go out and preach on the streets once a week and teach one Bible study a week? And you're here to train for the ministry? Well, friends, let me tell you, they're right. There is only one ministry, and that's the mission of Jesus. Everything else is secondary, whether you're in choir, whether you're in administration, whether you're going to be a pastor, a missionary, an evangelist. But also you have to know that I have a business side to me. I own MaddixPublishing.com. This is something that my son, Caleb Maddix, and I co-founded. He wrote this book here when he was 12 years old called Keys to Success for Kids, okay? Check it out. Make sure you get a copy for your kids. But he wrote this when he was 12 years old. I've always been very passionate about writing. It's biblical to be a writer. The Bible teaches us to write, to publish. And we have a message. Every one of you that are watching me, you have a message. You have a story. And we're really big into storytelling. And telling the story is the way it is. Raw, transparent, real, unfiltered. Of course, we have the best editors in the world, which sets us apart. But what really sets us apart is our ability to market our books and build a brand. We know how to do that. We know how to not only write a book in a way that causes people to want to read it, to not want to put it down, to share your message, to share your story in about 10 chapters. We teach to write a book in about 10 chapters. Every one of our authors that follows our process gets their book done in 45 days or less. Okay? Now, have we failed at times? Yes. On my journey, I failed in business. I failed in ministry. I failed as a father. Now, guys, anybody that watches my YouTube channel, we're going to be on a journey together where I'm just going to tell you the truth, and I'm going to be raw, and I'm going to be real. We've all failed. No wonder the Bible said all have sinned. All have come short of the glory of God. We've all been on a journey where we've learned, we've let our ego win, we've let pride deceive us, and I know I've gone through a journey before where, pride got the best of me and I didn't even know how prideful I was or how ugly my ego was. And the illusion of success, if you would, right? But we're really big into writing books. Caleb Maddix has written 13 books, or actually he's written 14. I've written 13. We're always on a constant race of who can write more. And so you that are watching me, if you've ever thought about writing a book, comment and say, yeah, I want to write a book. And maybe myself or one of my coaches in Maddix Publishing, we jump on a free call with you, and it's a no BS call. It's like, hey, we're real serious about, let's get clear. What do you want to write your book about? When do you want it done by? And who are you going to write your book to? And we just kind of help you at least know how to get started. So, hey, that's at least the beginning of our journey. Come back for tomorrow or later tonight for the second video. Love you guys. Thanks for watching, my friends. Comment below, what was your biggest takeaway?